Okay, so I'm actually, let's just turn this off. Okay, so I was plugging away at this, and I've kind of made some pieces in here using the Create Polygon tool and the Append Polygon tool. And I just used a simple torus, and I reduced down some of its geometry. Let's put on the custom. Come on, freeze transformations, kill the history. Okay, and this piece here. This is just a simple cylinder that I chopped up. I think I put a bunch of divisions in it, chopped it up, and then I kind of model one piece, and I can use that over and over and over again. And I think I've got wheel tutorials that show you how to do that. One of the things too to keep in mind when I'm modeling pieces like this, let's go in here and get this face and double click and get rid of that. There. And let's just see where our pivot point is. Okay. Actually, I was looking at some of the reference photos that I had set up just before I get this done. Actually, let's finish this first. Sorry, I'm being a little bit of a scatterwit about this. Let's go in and freeze the transformations, kill the history, and I'm going to go to Edit, Duplicate Special, put this on as an instance, -1. Whoop! There, my pivot point's in the right place. I only have to really model half of this. Okay, so the other point that I want to make is that, let's show these cubes here. I'll just hit H and they come back. The seat, I was thinking about that when I was setting up the references that I made a little video for, and I realized that in the upper video the seat is actually closer to the camera than the wheels, and so we get a skewed perspective, and that's why things weren't fitting. So I shouldn't use these bottom fenders down here as a reference. I should be looking at the seat, and so if I take a look at this thing, if I go to the top view, let's make everything transparent so I can see what's going on. Maybe those cubes don't need to be transparent. Go to the wireframe and shade it on. So if I took this cube and I parked it, actually is this one at the back of the seat? So if I look at it in the right view, in the reference image, it is right there. And this beast is, the reference is right there. Okay, so now if I take a look at the top view, I can see that this image that I'm using here is just not in the right spot. So let's just move its pivot point. D, I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to place it right at the front of the seat. I'm going to move the whole unit back so it's like pivot point in the right spot, and then when I scale it, that's going to give me the correct thing I'm looking for. Okay, and I might have to take these two units here for the handlebars and move those back as well. Okay, so, and these might be a little bit skewed too, we'll see how that works, but the seat, these are set up as instances as well, and the pivot points are in the same spot essentially, so I could probably do something like this. Move them forward, and yeah, that's good. I'll start tweaking these a little bit. Here, I'm just going to turn off my soft selection. Okay, I'll start tweaking. I won't stop tweaking until I'm done. Okay, so we got something like this. Let's go back over here and look. And let's make everything opaque again. And I might just take these cubes, and I don't think I need them anymore. So I'm just going to hit H. And do I need to model this anymore? I don't think so, but like I said, I just modeled one piece based off the cylinder, kind of chopped it out and then repeated it over and over and over again. Maybe I'll just do something really quick, because I noticed that edge ring and split. Oh, you bastard. Looks like I didn't merge these things together. So let's just take a look. Did I merge this together? Of course not. So actually, let's just make sure I show how I pulled this one off again. Let's just isolate it, and I'm just going to grab myself by the face. I grabbed this one, and it merged together except for some pieces didn't. So let's just take a look at something here. That worked. Maybe it's in the very center? Or it was not paying attention. Yeah, that's where it merged together, and not when they're right on top of each other. So there's something funky going on right here. And let's see how to fix that. And I've deleted the history, so I can't get back out of there. Let's do it like this. I'm going to take this face and this face, double click. Of course. Take this face and double click on this one. Why the hell does that not work? This one, double click here. Interesting. Okay, let's delete that out of here. And let's get that one and double click there, delete. There we go. And I'm just getting rid of some of these pieces down in here, and you can see that. Okay, great. Just want that one pivot point. So that's what happened. Something funky happened down in here. And how do I want to deal with this? If I take this edge out of here, and if I get my multi-cut tool and I hold down Shift, there, now chop that in. Those are quads. They're not the greatest quads, but they're quads. And there, I'll just chop that up. And over to here. Great. Oh, I still haven't got rid of the rest of these pieces. Okay, let's get rid of that. Gone. Right? Right. And I'm also just going to take this and edge ring and split. Okay. This almost might give me something a little bit on the funky side. Like when I smooth it, it might act funky because there's a straight line here. It'll be kind of a funny kink. So let's see, if I want to move this along this line here, fastest way to do it is if I hold down W and I left click, I can go into the axis and I can make it go along, custom, go along an edge. And so I click that edge, and now I can move this up a little bit. Probably should have thought about this a while ago. As I was doing this in here, I can do it again. W and axis, custom, and set to edge, boom, and round that out. Somebody somewhere is going to get upset at me for doing this and eyeballing it and not being perfect, but whatever, I don't care. There. Whoop. We'll see if that works. Actually, I'll cover it up with something else and no one will notice the thing. And I also just want to go and take this edge here, edge ring, and split. So I have a nice edge to go with here, and I'll just make that so that it's insert with edge flow. Oh, maybe not. That looks bad. Okay, and let's take this. I'm going to get myself a pivot point here. D and V, make sure it's right. Boop, there. Okay, great. And how many pieces were there in this thing? I can't remember. Do we have the other piece back here? We do. And so this one that I already made, and evidently there's problems with it. So we got 520. Okay. It's going to take this, kill the history, freeze out the transformations, and if I go to edit, duplicate special. Okay. And instead of an instance here, I'm just going to reset the tool. We're going to do a copy. We're going to make it rotate around the x-axis. And see, we want, if this is going to be 20 pieces going to 36, 180, so 18, and then we need 19 of these things because we need 20 in total. Hit apply, boom, there we are. Okay, and while I'm at it here, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to quickly create a polygon sphere because I noticed this funny little dot on there. I probably could have capped that in or something like that, but I didn't. And here, let's put on wireframe and shaded, see what the hell I'm doing. If I hold down V, there, and I'm just going to go into the sphere and I'm going to reduce its subdivisions and axis down to 8. And let's take this one down to say 6. Okay, great. And I'm just going to scale it down. And maybe I'll rotate it. Make it look like it fits and it belongs. Okay. Maybe not perfect, whatever. No one's going to notice. Actually, I always find it looks better if it's not perfect anyway. I'll do something like that, and I'm just going to go ahead and freeze it, and I'm going to kill the history. I'm going to take the pivot point of this beast, and I'm going to move it, D and V, I'll move it right there to the center, and then I can go ahead and hit apply, and I get them all around again. Yay! And then I'll take this, this. Actually, you know what? I should take these pieces first, and I'm going to go here to Mesh, Combine, delete the history. I'm going to go into Edit Mesh. I'm going to hit Merge. Now these vertices are really close together, so they should merge theoretically. Close this. Okay, I'm just going to grab these other spheres here that are here. I'm going to make them their own little separate object. And I'll just go Mesh, Combine. I'm not going to bother with them too much. I guess I could have laid out the UVs to one of those, but whatever, I didn't. I don't need to merge them or anything like that, or merge the vertices or anything like that. I could combine these two if I wanted to, but we'll say that's good enough for now. I'm just going to select this thing and I'm going to hit 3, and I'll see. You can see here that there's something funky, so it probably means that my UVs didn't merge quite right. So I'm going to hit Merge again. And I'm just going to take the threshold, and as soon as I bumped it up to like 0.1, it was perfect. I guess I am measuring it real world size, and you can actually see that that little thing where I kind of tried to do something here to these edges didn't really work the way I'd hoped. What I might do is I've noticed that there's another little kind of rim that goes on top of this. If I went and I took this thing and I made a duplicate, and I'm going to take the duplicate and let's just isolate it for a second. And I take this face and that face, and then I'm going to invert the selection. I just held down Shift and dragged over it, and I can just go and delete it. And I got this nice little rimmy piece here. Boop. And I'll just bring that forward a little bit. Sorry, I can hear someone playing with my dog in the background. It looks like I didn't actually center the rim quite right in the wheel. We'll take care of that in a second too. Let's do this. Forward. There. I'll say it's good. And then what else? Oh, then I can take this and I could maybe, if I grabbed it and I hit extrude, I'm just going to grab the extrude and I'm just going to push it back. I just switched to the move tool, pushed it back. That inverted the faces so they're inside out. And then if I say grab this face and I hit extrude and I push these a bit further back. Okay, great. I can just take the whole thing and go to mesh display and reverse, so now it's on the right direction. Let's just take this beast here. And I want to center it, so I'm going to hold down V, and I'll move my cursor close to these vertices and close to these ones, and ba-boom, that should be about right. I probably should have done the same thing with this. I'm just going to go in and center me pivots. And if I hold down V, there, should be centered. And let's see what that looks like with the wireframe. It's not so bad. I could do a better job, but I didn't. If I go in and I use the insert edge loop and I pop one along there, that can help out. I probably should have modeled this piece a bit more, maybe, but I didn't. I could go back and just delete everything, all these other pieces here, and just keep this one little slice and rework it if I wanted to, but yeah, just going to take me a little bit of time. I'm trying to do this fast. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad. That looks entertaining. There's actually something kind of funky here. Oh, it's probably just the extra geometry in these areas. I'm not going to bother with it. Okay, so this one here, I was looking, and if I look, this thing kind of has a hard edge on it. and it looks like it kind of tapers inwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this edge out of here. So if I go and right click, edge, delete edge, I hold down shift and I right click and I can use the delete edge feature. Great. Okay, so that looks more interesting to me. Let's take this one here, and I'm just going to turn on a little bit of soft selection and push that in. That looks better. Okay, and then if I just went and did something like, how about this? I'm going to grab the edge. Let's turn off soft selection now. I'm going to hold down Control. I'm going to right click. I'm going to edge loop, and I'm going to use edge loop and duplicate. The edge loop and duplicate, there's the options up here. I'm going to change from relative to absolute. So it's off the edge. Like, it basically puts an edge loop on either side of this edge, and then I can offset them, and they'll be perfectly even. And so if you press 3, you'll see that now you get a better kind of a little, there, know what I mean? Know what I mean? And if I want to, I could take that and do edge ring and split and put another line in there. Great. Anything else I want to do on here? I don't know if I like how this looks. What time is it? 60-minute mark. I'm kind of just going in and trying to clean things up. I'm not sure if I like how that looks, so I'm just going to go and merge those. Boop. Okay, and that does give me, it gives me a triangle, right? The odd triangle is not a bad thing if you really want to get it fixed. I'd like to get my triangle fixed, please. If you go to edge loop and split, it will make either side into quads, and then it kind of has this smooth little taper. Okay, and that looks kind of nice. And then if I wanted to give this thickness, because right now it's like wafer thin, right? If I went and I hit extrude on the piece and pulled it out a wee bit, there, I've given it thickness. There's a problem with the center here. Because I got the smooth on, it's pretty easy to spot that I got issues. I got lots of issues, man. If I go in and let's take this piece and I'm just gonna isolate it so you can see what the hell I'm doing. Grab this face here and this one in the middle. Oh, you bastard! Deselect and deselect, deselect, except for those ones in the middle, and I'm just gonna delete those. And now, there, I've got the other side of the rim. It's kind of strange that there's a space there. It's probably because I got it smoothed or something like that, but when I go in and take the two pieces and combine them, everything will be good. Maybe one other thing I can do, actually let's just do that right now. Take those two pieces, mesh, combine, and if I hit one, there's a gap in the middle. Oh, it's because I extruded on it. Let's do it like, la, 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 la. I'm just going to take these faces that I got here. I hold down X, and when I hold down X, it's really hard to tell what's going on. They should have flattened out. I need my grid back for a second, and my grid is very, very small. Let's just see what it looks like from the top view. Looks like I got it. I nailed it. So there, flatten it out, and then delete. By the way, when I flattened it out, when I snapped it in, I had the scale tool or the move tool. I had keep spacing off. I'm holding down W to get here and left clicking. You can also just go into here, double click on the icon and move snap settings, turn that retain component spacing off. That bothers me. And now when I take these two pieces and I go mesh, combine, and then I go edit mesh and I hit mesh, they are merged together and everything is happiness. Let's just delete the history. If I want to have a little bit of a rim on here, because I got like this when I hit 3, it looks kind of nice with that little rim there. I might want to do the same here. I'm just going to grab this face and double click on this one, and I can hit extrude, and as soon as I hit extrude and I pull it a wee bit there, when you hit 1 you'll see that Yeah, did it all even across the whole thing, and it's good. Front fender done. And it's around the 20-minute mark. I'm gonna stop right here and I'll make another video.